My name is Rita Morar and I'd like to wish you all a very happy International Women's Day 2021. The theme for this year is Choose to Challenge. I choose to challenge the limitations that I tend to put on myself as an independent female artist in this industry. I hope to keep on creating for you, and I hope I am inspiring everybody out there with my series Music Heals. What are you choosing to challenge this year?
Hi, I'm Pav. Happy International Women's Day. I want to challenge fear. Fear of not becoming who I want to be. Fear of what others would think. Fear of not achieving my goals. I want to challenge fear. I want to be able to become strong and challenge it head on. And with a strong team like Eternal Bard and the support of my friends and family, why can't I achieve it?
Hi guys, how are you all doing? This is Rita Morar and you're tuned into Music Heals Season 2, Episode 12. Oh my God, can you imagine we're already at Episode 12? Spring has started and daffodils are out there and the blossoms are out there and we are still stuck in indoors. But hopefully not for long, fingers crossed. How are you guys out there? Do say hi. We've got the fabulous and stunning Vinnie Verdi on today with me. I can't wait to speak to her. We always have banter, so I don't know how we're going to keep this serious, which is really funny, but we're gonna go down the route. We're gonna keep it a challenge. So let's just see who is on. Do say hi. Hi Sonia, and I hope you guys caught Sonia's Music Heals, which was last week. We had such fun as well. Big love to Sonia. So we're just going to wait for a few more people to join. I can see there are already 20 people joined, so there's like 14 people from YouTube. Big love to you, and 7 people on Facebook. Please keep supporting. Please keep sharing if you can. Hey Steve, I'm glad you joined. I wouldn't expect any less from you. Big love. Jit, hi, thank you for joining. Hi Davinda, I'm also excited. Great to have you here. Let's see, Sat want. Hi Rita, Vinnie is amazing. She is so amazing. That's why she's here on Music Heals. So keep sharing and keep spreading your love. So bear with me one moment. Sorry guys, I needed to switch off my Wi-Fi. I'm back on now, so it's all good. So what is Music Heals all about, you ask? Music Heals is a non-scripted conversation which I literally started last year around this time. So Music Heals was born on the 25th of March 2020, and it's basically a non-scripted conversation between myself and a creative individual. I am a fusion artist myself, and I've always pondered how music has healed other people, hence why it's called Music Heals. And I wanted to start a conversation to keep people lifted, their spirits lifted, and just to show the world how music heals. Now, it wasn't going to carry on as long as this, and we are here now. We are on some amazing platforms like Facebook and YouTube. You guys have been supporting me all this year, and I've got nothing but love and gratitude for all of you. We also have a dedicated website, musichills.info, and it's just, it's just been a whirlwind for me. I've been doing this all by myself with your support and encouragement. So thank you so much. So if you want to check out any last and previous episodes that have started this year, please do check out musichills.info. If you are enjoying Music Hills and you want to contribute to the quality and just keep me progressing in music, if you go to my buymeacoffee.com, Rita Morar, and you buy me a coffee, you'll be contributing to this wonderful series that I put on for all of you. It's not funded, so any little help. So buy me a coffee, and if you can't, just keep sharing and keep liking. It all adds up. Now let's see who else has joined. Hi Anmol. She's saying hi Sonia Masi. I'm saying hi to you, Anmol. I hope you're okay. Jatinder has joined as well. Anjali says hi to Auntie Rita. Hello Anjali. Big love to you. So I'm just still waiting for a few people to join, and then we'll get this party started. Hey Mick, thank you so much for joining. So you'll be able to catch previous episodes on musichills.info, and if you want to catch last season, which was season 2, if you follow me on Instagram, which is at Rita Morar, you'll be able to see all the Instagram IGTVs that I've had of Music Hills last year. But I wanted to bring it on a bigger and better platform for all of you, for your friends, for your families, for your peers, for everyone to join in and just watch what those creative individuals do and how they feel about music and their inspirations and what have you. So, as you guys know, I start off with a song, Rita's rendition, and something for you guys. And I did put a poll up earlier on Instagram of what song I should sing. Hi Harpal, thank you for joining. And it was between Mere Hamsafar from Qiyamat Se or do Emir Hamsafar. I'm so sorry. If it keeps cutting out, guys, just bear with me. I'm not sure what's going on. I think my Wi-Fi is still on. Let me just check. No, it shouldn't be. I tell all my guests not to have the Wi-Fi on, and today I'm having the issue, so I do apologize. So back to the song, Rita's rendition. I've decided to do Emir Hamsafar because one of my followers, it's her birthday, and she has requested it. So Twinkle, this one is for you. I hope you enjoy. Please share this video so people can listen with us, and if you have any comments or questions for Vinnie when she joins us, please do put them in the comment box, and then I will try and get them up, and then we can ask Vinnie. Yeah, so Emir Hamsafar from Qiyamat Se Qiyamat Tak. Do let me know what you feel and if this brings back any great memories for you. It's only fair that I sing this because we're all waiting to see each other, and I can't wait to see all my friends and my family and my loved ones. I'm missing all of you. जुदाई का मौसम तू पलका मेहमान कैसे ना जाएगा अंधेरा अब है जुदाई का मौसम तू पलका मेहमान कैसे ना जाएगा अंधेरा क्यों ना थमेगा तूफान कैसे ना मिलेगी मंजिल प्यार की जहाँ पे रखा है झूम के कदम एक बार वहीं से खुला है कोई रास्ता वहीं से गिरी है दीवार प्यार ने जहाँ पे रखा है झूम के कदम एक बार वहीं से खुला है कोई रास्ता वहीं से गिरी है दीवार रुके कब रुके हैं मंजिल प्यार की ये मेरे हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की ये मेरे हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की Yay! Giving myself a round of applause because I can't hear you applauding for me. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Happy birthday, Twinkle. That was for you. And I hope you enjoyed that very, very much. Now, I'm going to just stop my iPhone because last time it went off just after I just took the wrong thing out. The iPhone went off and I switched this off as well, so just bear with me. It's happening all today. And I'm so sorry I keep cutting out. I just realised why I'm cutting out is because Kevin isn't joining us today, unfortunately, because he's working upstairs. So he's actually using the internet as well. So we are at maximum bandwidth. So just bear with us. If it just stops, we will still be here. So just bear with everything that's going on. Okay, so let me just see some of the comments that are coming on and then we will get our Vin on. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonia. And thank you, Charanjit. We decided to wear Indian today because Music Hills turns 1 on Thursday, as I mentioned, and I can't believe we've got here. And it was only fair that we thought to get dressed up. And on that note, let's get the missus on. Vinny! Hello,
How are you?
You are looking stunning, my love.
Thank
How
you,
are
thank
you?
you. I'm okay. Before we get into anything, I promised you I would. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I know it's a little bit early, but I'll virtually pass that to you. There you go.
Oh, thank you, honey. Are you going to blow the candle out for me? Make a
I was
wish. Let's
thinking
make a
about it.
wish.
There
Okay,
you
I've
go.
made a
Happy
wish.
birthday.
Yay! I don't know how you're going to get that cake from me,
I
and don't
haven't-
even
well, look.
ask me to like cut cakes because I haven't got. I'm going to take the effect off as well. We've got Vinnie on, Vinnie Verdi in the house. Then we've got some quite like, hello, gorgeous. Isn't she
Hello,
looking
gorgeous back.
beautiful?
Thank you.
Reshu.
Hey,
my
Reshu. I saw my
love.
Mama G on earlier on as well. I saw
Hey,
someone's
we
Mama G
got
on there as well.
family on. That's just amazing. Right, Vin, let's get this. Let's start. Who are you and what do you do?
Right, who am I? So I'm Vinnie Verdi, as it says on there as well. So music journey. I can give you a bit of a background on music
Yeah.
journey. If I go into our
Go
work
for
journey, we could be here for quite some time. But
We got
no,
all night, honey. I don't know how the
know.
internet's going to be, but yeah.
but hey ho, we've got to start somewhere.
Indeed.
So I've been singing all my life, been surrounded by music literally from as far back as I can remember. So always had mum in the house singing and just always filling the house with whether she was cooking, whether she was working, whatever. So it always had vocal around me. And Dad was really, really interested in music and very musical as well. And I think somewhere along the line, I vaguely recall hearing my sisters and cousins, hey Harpan, sisters and cousins all kind of doing. Sorry, I've got to say my girl.
No. What you got to do? You just keep saying hi, guys.
Oh,
if this is the first time that you've like joined, you will hear me or Vinny say hi to people out there. So
In
just bear
between.
with us. Yeah, this is all about interaction. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, sorry, Vinny, you were saying
No,
there's a few more
don't worry.
people.
That's fine. And then, hey Nick, oh, she's one of my yes. We've sung a lot together.
Oh, bless you. Thank you
yeah.
for joining, Nikki and Darvinda.
Oh, mum's, oh my God, everyone.
Everyone is here for
Mum,
you, babe.
yeah.
Everyone's here for you.
We could just do hello to everybody. No, so dad was really, and then obviously my cousins and just always been surrounded by music, and then just kind of just always. I think I remember a very very young age. I don't remember actually. I keep being reminded. There's a cassette flying around of me singing age 3 and 4. I think I was, and literally they used to give me sweets, lots of sweets to actually sing. So every so often you've got them saying, "We'll give you a sweet," like in Punjabi, if you sing for us, and bribing me to sing.
That's what my dad used to do. My mum and dad and Ravi, my brother, are joined. So big love to them out there. I forgot to say hello, and my sister G. Big love to all of you.
No, no, that's it. So sweets. That's sort of I lived to regret it as I grew older. But yeah, that's kind of where the musical, I suppose, experience journey started, and then as I sort of started growing up. Yeah. Still not grown up yet, but as I started growing up.
I think we're all like that. We call them levels.
Levels, that's it, different levels.
Indeed.
Just took a bit more interest in myself. And about the age of 14, I think I was 14. No, actually earlier than that, I took on violin. So that was my first sort of real big 6 years played the violin. Yeah. Okay. Don't ask me now. I know nothing right now. For 6 years,
so many
people
joining. We've got so many people joining in. I can't keep up today. No. Honestly, look, Rupi Kaur. Hi, Rupi.
My baby. Hey, Rupi.
Thank you for joining, my lovely. And we've got Mia. Hey, look.
Hey, darling. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I went for this colour in the end.
No wonder she has bad teeth. You can't give the secrets away. Your woman is beautiful. Anyway, swiftly moving on. And we've got Tej in the house. Check their footage. And we got Satwan and Amarjeet, young sister.
Oh, my big sister.
I love this name. This is hilarious. Hold on 1 minute. Uga B. Gubing. That is just amazing. I love your name.
There you go.
Uga. And then Shujit. Thank you,
Yes.
Shujit,
Hey,
for
Shujit.
joining. So many people are joining. Vin, sorry, I'm going to have to
Hey.
say hi. Jay. And just think that, hi to everyone that's doing it. And if we don't say your highs, we love you anyway. So I'll just say a big hi.
And I promise I'll catch up with you all after. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking the time out. Love you all.
Was it a pippy you got, right? And then you started singing for everyone that gave you a pippy. And then after that, you started playing the violin.
Violin randomly. I went
Wow.
to primary school, played the violin for 6 years, and then kind of gave that up because it wasn't an acceptable thing, believe it or not. Back then it was, and I was in a normal school, and it wasn't something that you did. All my friends were like, we almost took the mick of playing the violin. So it was
shall I let you know a secret? The first instrument I played was a violin.
Violin. We always
started
from the violin. I know Son started the violin as well, I think. She was
This is why we're so inclined to the strings. That's what it is.
This is it. But then about the age of 14 started my sort of classical Indian classical vocal journey with them.
How did that happen?
Well, I actually changed schools, and I went into school, I was surrounded by lots of classical Indian influences, and was absolutely mesmerised. A lot of my girls are on today, but from the KC crew,
we got KC crew
by their voices and just the way that they sang on stage and so forth. So I sort of went in around about the age of 14. And then, of course, had the privilege of being taught by Ustad Sital Singh Sitara ji, and we literally bonded. And even after I'd left school and just after I'd I continued my journey with him, and then picked up the sitar along the way as well somewhere, and all sorts. So literally, just being surrounded by instruments and influences. So that was early on, but that was the foundation of what made me. Lots of performances, lots of obviously classical kirtan in particular. That was where took me all around the country and did some exams, and really took it seriously. Really took the whole discipline really seriously. And then I don't know. And then I think somehow just fell into the commercial stream a little bit. With Amin Hayer, and Dil Nahi Lagda was the track that I sang with Amin Hayer and Feroz.
Do you know the two tracks, right, that kicks, Kevin, plays constantly is Dil Nahi Lagda and also, Bali Chaka. So we had Bali Chaka, we had Cypria, who's on today, beautiful girl, a huge voice. And then we got Vinny, and I didn't even know that was you, Vin. I was like, it didn't clock until you pointed it out to me that you're on this. I thought, I can't believe this. We've been hearing your song, your voice for decades, and it was only 10 years ago I met you. But you've been in our lives anyway, even from the jump. So
the whole time.
So beautiful.
But it's funny because
many people. Let's just check it out. I've got to say, because they're just showing so much love. Thank you, guys. We got Dee. Can't wait to hear you sing. And then we've got Amarjit. Thank you for joining, Amarjit. Simran. Thank you. We made an effort for you and for music.
We did
today. My gorgeous girl is looking Sonia. Sonia. Cam. Surinder. Tunnel. Glazing. Easy now. And Pav. So, Vin, let's ask you the question that loads of people like.
Go on.
What does music mean to you?
Oh, mate. Okay. I knew that I was waiting for these questions.
Vin knows because Vin tunes in, right? So she knows what's coming and stuff. So
I was sort of hoping this is where we glitch out, but because you know what it is?
Yeah.
People take them for very face value questions, right? If you think about the question, what does music, mean to you? It's face value is very easy to answer to some degree, right? Mm-hmm. But when you actually sit down and think about this, it's one of the most hardest questions. Things like this and inspiration and what what does it mean to you? For me, it's my grounding. It's my peace. It's my one thing that I know is my equal and is my.
Wow.
I can't go back to the word grounding there for a second, and it's my connection. So for me, it means. And sometimes I come on because I haven't got the words to express it's quite overwhelming when you sort of sit down and try to explain what it means to me. I think
it grounds you, and it grounds me. Energy that grounds you, but that makes you fly as well.
Exactly. And that's why it's so equal. There's such a balance in how it makes you feel, because it's my good times, it's my bad times, it's
Yeah.
my, it's my sad times, it's everything. So
Yeah.
music for me is the one, it's my safe place.
Amazing. We've got Tony Kelsey in the house saying,
Hey,
was
Tony.
that you on a Maha's track? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
our
yeah.
girl. That's our
One then
girl.
you did.
And then, yeah, and remember where you found that on Music Hills
That's
that
it,
I
exactly.
told you, Rita Morar told you.
Well,
Okay.
Tony, your brother knows.
Oh, bless you, bless you. So, guys, if you have any amazing questions for our Vinny, just pop them in the comments and I will keep up with them wherever I can, all music related, and be nice to Vinny and be nice to me too. And then we will give you a shout out that way as well. So, Vin, so you started playing the violin and then you moved on to, was it the Veena or sitar, you said?
No,
Sitar.
that came a bit later.
Okay.
That came probably when I
Yeah.
was probably about 17, 18.
How did you find the difference? I know it's not the same, but like, because obviously violin, you were probably doing like Western, and then with the ragas for the other instrument. How did you find the crossover?
You know what, you're absolutely right. And in the house, Dad actually made me a violin. He physically made it from scratch. He's a beautiful,
Wow.
beautiful.
Oh my
But then
gosh.
I then gave it up. But
Yeah.
we've got the Surasangeet at home, the Dilruba at home as well. So it wasn't just a transition from violin straight to sitar. It's a sound that I've always adored, the sitar. And because I was doing classical Indian vocal, again predominantly Kirtan, the transition, I think it naturally fell into the sitar. It naturally fell. I could feel the music, because you've got to feel music, right? Come on, you can't just. You can't just you've literally. I'll tell you
So
in a
we've got
minute.
a question. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute, darling. But I've got to be mindful actually what I say, because Anjali's on and the kids are on.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Got to inspire. You've got to go for it. You've got to keep on doing it. Don't give up. I think it was an easy transition because of the fact that my foundation I'd laid with Ustad Seetal Singh Ji was classical. So going from that to rags was actually easy, all in all, because even the violin, even though it was more Western, you're still learning the notes, you're still learning the strings, you're still learning the keys, so, the sequences, etc. So ultimately, yes, there's a different sound, but you've got to be versatile. And with music, it's almost you've got to be a little bit more receptive, and you've got to be open and feel it.
You've got to feel it, because there's no point doing it then otherwise, is there? We've got Pav here. That's got an amazing question for you. Big love, Pav. Thank you for joining.
Hey, Pav.
Eternal time forever. What keeps you going, Vinny? Okay, is this like music related or life related? There's so much going on in life at the moment.
Life is just all over. But do you know what, music, it does go hand in hand. Pav, thanks for the question. It's what keeps me going. I think what's always kept me going, it varies. And I think initially it's the sort of the foundations that I suppose my parents, my family, that keeps you going, and it's the introduction in. Right now, what keeps me going again, it's family. So it's still my children, my family, my husband, my mum, she's upstairs listening as well, and obviously mum and dad, my sisters. I can go on, but literally family for me is important. I suppose my reconnection, and my more recent reconnection with ik, so with my that's on so many levels. It can be, it's everyone's interpretation of what that means, and I suppose, but for me, my reconnection.
For those who don't understand what ik is, Vin, how would you define that?
The way I define it for me, and then obviously it's how you define it for you, is it's that one truth in your life. It's, for me, ik means one, for those who don't know, but it's the one connection, it's the one truth, it's the one grounding, it's the one whether it's spiritual, whether it's soul related.
Yes.
It for me, that's what I'm saying, that meaning of ik for everybody's going to be different, but I've reconnected with my soul, and that's really amazing. Taken a lot of time and reinvested it in myself, but also that connection with the source, and it could be part of it. It's such a deep conversation.
Yeah, it so is. You know what, Vin, I totally agree with you. And someone said to me that once you start music, no matter what age you are, and you stop music, it will keep coming back in and out of your life regardless.
Agreed.
Because the one time you pick up an instrument, or the one time you have sur, sing something, and you feel it from the heart and the soul, and, you know, I won't go in spiritual, but, you know, it is spiritual as well. Music never leaves you, whether it's you doing it or you getting inspired from others. And if you're having your quiet time, I mean, it's been quiet for a long time for you, Vin, you know, as an independent artist, although you've been in Surasangeet, which we will talk about in a bit. Big love to everybody in Surasangeet. And, but, you know, how have you kept yourself going, like, when you haven't been performing out there as an artist? Because let me just rewind this, guys, you know. So the first time I ever heard Vin, right, was at a poignant time in my life where we had all just lost someone so dear to us, and it was Ranveer Singh. And I think this is the first time I ever actually met you in person. And I remember you singing a Shiva prayer, and I will never, till the day I leave this earth, I will never forget that moment that you sang that. And it wasn't only because you sang it, it was because of your emotion that you had, and your the way you sang it, because it was so fragile, but it was so beautiful.
Oh, bless you.
Pin drop silence. And you were just singing there, Vin. And I remember feeling your energy. So how do you find it when you're not able to sing or put your voice out there? You know, how do you keep yourself, like, grounded in your music?
So for me, look, you know, music it's alive in the house the whole time, you know, whether we're playing music or something, you know, whether it's full blast, you know, we have music on all the time, whether it's you go into the girls' rooms, they've got music playing, go into mum's room, she's got some music playing, and, you know, we've got music running through the house. I think that helps because I'm surrounded by it. You don't just lose music, and you don't just because I'm not physically performing or actually going and putting myself out there commercially. Obviously, of course, Surasangeet, I'll come back to that in just a second. But because I'm not physically out there recording, etc., I've not lost it. It's still an active part of me. It's still alive in my heart, and it's still alive through what I do. And, you know, Riyaz never stops. You know, there are times when you take a huge break. I'm the first to put my hand up there. I will take a huge break because, you know, work and family and things just get in the way, but you never lose music. You never lose, whether you do it a little bit, a lot, it's always there. It's in the background. It's what you do to kind of push it forward. So very often I'll pick up the vajja and I'll sit and do my riyaz. It's not being heard by thousands of people out there, but I'm hearing it. My family are hearing it. And then and that's what keeps it alive. And that's what I do to try to, and my car, just being in the car the whole time is my time. So singing at the top of my voice. And again, you know, I'm listening. That's the main thing. The main thing is I'm listening. That's
such a beautiful way, Vin. It's such a beautiful way of seeing it that way. You know, I won't lie. You know, when I wasn't singing, I used to be very emotional that why aren't I getting the chance to do it? You know, there was literally a 5-year gap of no music. I haven't even stopped, like, going to kirtans, hearing shabd, hearing like bhajans, because I was so upset I had to stop music. And it was my decision. I wanted a break from music because I'd been doing music from such a young age, you know, in a live band from 16 till 22. And Kevin never told me to stop. This is the beauty of it. My family never told me to stop, you know. Everyone encouraged me. It was me that I just need some time out. Then I thought, oh my God, what have I done? You know, I lost music. But it's just amazing to see how you've interpreted it, that is another way of seeing that, you know, you're still got music around you and it is still alive around you. It's beautiful. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for joining. I've got to give a big shout out to Jenny, who was part of my amazing video for Habibi. You ladies were amazing. Big love, my Habibtis. So many comments. We've got Balraj in the house.
Hey,
thank you. And then Jay said earlier, when you said about Ek Dil Hai, definitely, thank you, Jay. Reshu Kumari, Sonia Dil. Everyone's going to sing that now.
That's another one of my girls.
So let's move on to that anyway, Vin. I'm sure people would love to hear your
Oh,
voice. Have you got something little for us, or long for us, whatever? Are you able to share
yeah,
something
it's
beautiful
good
with
for
us?
you. I think there's I sort of put a few things together, and I thought I'm not gonna just a few bits. So like, give me a second. I'm just getting my
Yeah, no, that's fine. So, guys, you're tuned into Music Hills with myself, Rita Morar, and Vinnie Verdi. And I'm actually going through her musical journey, what inspires her as an artist. Please do like this video. Please do share it. Like it, love it. Put your comments, the more time we get out there and more awareness we get out of Music Hills, it will help. You never know who will help
which one?
inspire and inspire out there, the person out there. So please do share it. Vinny's gonna sing something little for us now.
A
What are you
little.
gonna do for us, Vinny?
It's one of my all-time favorite songs. I've heard. It's one of those ones I remember Mum singing in particular. That's why I went back to this one.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
recently, it's really weird because my daughter said to me, and Maul and Ginny, hi, and Maul, hi, Ginny. They're actually just sat here. That
Hello.
they
Big love.
um and Dee's here as well, and Diesel, and Mum's here as
Eddie,
well.
Diesel, big love family.
Whole family. And it's one of those ones I've grown up listening to, and then it
Yes.
was really strange because we were on a walk the other week, and Maul said, "Mum, do you know that song, Jutti Kasuri?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do."
Oh,
And it was like,
wow.
"Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, I do." She goes, "Can you sing it?" And I
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, but I couldn't remember the words."
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
took it upon myself just to kind of revisit it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Like I said, you never really forget it once you
Yeah.
start sitting
Yeah.
down and actively doing it. So I'm going to give you a
Yeah.
a bit of that if
Yes.
that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Guys, do support Vinny. Send your heart, send your comments, give her all the love, yeah?
Here we
It's
go.
all for you.
जुती कसूरी पैरी ना पूरी हाय रब्बा वे सानू तुरना पिया हाय रब्बा वे सानू तुरना पिया जिन्ना राहां दी मैं सारे ना जाना ओने राही वे मैनू मुड़ना पिया ओनी राही वे मैनू मुड़ना पिया जुत्ती कसूरी पैरी ना पूरी हाय रब्बा वे सानू तुरना पिया हाय रब्बा वे सानू तुरना पिया सौरे पिंड दियां लम्मियां वाटा बड़ा पवाड़ा पै गया सौरे पिंड दियां लम्मियां वाटा बड़ा पवाड़ा पै गया यक्कां ते पाड़े कोई ना कीता माइया पैदल ले गया माइया पैदल ले गया जुत्ती कसूरी पैरी ना पूरी हाय रब्बा वे सानू तुरना पिया हाय रब्बा वे सानू तुरना पिया हाय रब्बा वे सानू तुरना पिया हाय रब्बा वे सानू तुरना पिया
Yay! I was hoping you'd carry on, but wow, Vinny, your voice, it's got this like authentic, not saying no one else is out there, but there's this like authenticity in your voice. Do you think it's because of what you've been listening to? We're going to move on to your inspirations in a minute, but is it like when you say Auntie G and like, everyone around you, is that what's influenced how you sing your voice and obviously your Riaz?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a mixture, Rita. I think
Yeah.
it's Mum's got a very classic voice. If you even
Yes.
like now, I went
Yeah.
back and we did like a thing together, and her
Oh,
voice is
how
very classic.
beautiful.
This is it,
Yeah,
classic
yeah,
tone.
yeah.
And I know that I think I don't try to sing like anybody. It's
No.
just the way. And I remember actually when I was doing some recording with Aman Haya, so Dil Ne Lagda was one of them. But then when I went on to do some more recording with him, there were some really Punjabi tracks.
Yeah.
And actually my voice didn't suit really, really heavy Punjabi tracks.
Okay, all right.
So it was more suited with slightly lighter, perhaps Hindi kind of tracks. And I think that played on my mind a little bit. People, I want to be able to sing Punjabi tracks and just really have more. So I think I think it's just the riyaz, and it's just not trying to sound like anybody. It's just feeling it from here. And
no, it's amazing, Vin. I think, like, you know, I have to air that a lot of people do ask me why I don't sing Punjabi, and that's the whole reason why. Because firstly, pronunciation, and I feel that I wouldn't be able to do justice like you would, or Sonia, or anyone that takes on that language, because I always feel that it has to come from a place of, like, you know it inside out, you know, and then that's where the soulfulness comes, and that's where the, you know, like, funny, we're talking about this, you know, I love R&B, but I would never do R&B because for me, I just don't feel I have an R&B voice. And funny, I can't even do the trills, you know, so in like Hindi, I can do all that laps, or give me a low octave to like a high octave, you know, on my piano, I can do it. But when it comes down to R&B, I won't be able to because of the trills and stuff. But, you know, it's funny, isn't it, how we have to adapt our voices to Western and like Punjabi. How do you control that as a singer?
Oh, so when I was actually, you mentioned obviously Ranveer Verma, obviously Universal Doll Project. Interestingly enough, one of the things I think the exposure was very well timed, because yes, I was Indian classically trained, but then here was Ranveer Verma, Universal Doll Project, who wanted to create the West and Eastern fusion.
So it was like a fusion band,
So it was fusion. But then there were times when the initial thing that I was doing was, and like yourself and like Sonia, was we were coming in with the Indian aspects of the Western. So the Western Eastern fusion, you, myself and Sonia were independently brought in to bring the Eastern vibe, if you like, right? However, and you obviously were versatile because you were doing English and Indian. And what Ranveer challenged me to do was, there were some tracks when he'd get, let's say, a Western artist to perform, and then we would be on stage, and then there was no one to perform it. So I kind of was chucked into it at the deep end, because there were some songs, even reggae, there was like a couple of songs. No, I'm not going to sing them. There's a couple of songs. You
got that disclaimer in straight away, girl.
Straight away, no. But then, so that was my first real kind of exposure into, oh, hang on, what else can my voice do?
Yeah.
And I think even like the blues tones, and this is Ranveer saying, can we try this, and can we try this? And all of a sudden it became, hang on, and I started checking my voice around differently. My preference, my default is obviously Indian, Punjabi.
Yes.
That's always going to be the default, because that's where my foundation is, back to that. But then you've got to experiment, and I think you've got to let your voice kind of follow and try different things. And I think it comes from, and bizarrely, I feel that we're actually at a bit of an advantage, because the fact that we are trained in rag, you know, low to high, one extreme literally to the next, and you know, when you're doing riyaz, in your voice, you can get really high as it is. And I know when we do constant riyaz, you're hitting notes that you'd never imagine being able to hit.
I know.
You know what I mean? So suddenly, when you're applying that to a different genre and a different, you know, style of music, I think it's okay to adapt to. But don't be hesitant. Give it a go. Give it a go. You're not going to know until you try.
The thing is, we've got best of both worlds. I always say that anyway, you know, like with my Hindi and English.
Agreed.
When I had my first like interview on Radio 1, you know, I got this chance. I don't know where it came from, but, you know, it was a blessing. They wanted me to cover a Western track, and I was so scared of it. Well, anyway, I sang Emily Sunday with the band, with who I had Vic, and I had Mal on the guitar. And I had one comment. Somebody said to me, stick to your Hindi, you don't sound good in Western. And then I thought, oh, okay. But then I thought, all right, I can't fuse. I can't do what I want to now because someone said that, you know, that I don't sound it. But I flipped it. And I thought to myself, okay, this person's telling me that I shouldn't do Western because it doesn't sound my voice. They were. This isn't the nice way I'm saying it. They actually were very rude or whatever they wrote.
know.
And it did make me feel like I went into like quiet mode for a month because it just hurt me what they said. But it actually made me think that, hang on a minute, why don't I get Western like Riaz, like a vocal coach? To help me, what am I missing and what am I doing? And I did, and it was like, and it opened up like it just opened up a new chapter for me, that this is how you should breathe and this is how you should do it, and there's so many ways that we can like do Western singing and then like Hindi singing. So that's sometimes a question that I get as well, that how do you change from one to another? It's the same. It isn't the same because it's totally two different techniques. We got totally discipline. It's discipline as well. People Mika saying, advice, can you share any Riaz techniques? We'll come back to that. That's a great question. Jatinder saying amazing. Ranveer is being remembered well. Yeah, he's part of us, and we're carrying on his legacy for sure. And Dal Kelsey. There was a question earlier on, Vin, that who were your inspirations growing up, when you were growing up, and who are they now? Actually, it could be anyone. It could, it doesn't have to be an artist.
No, do you know? I purposely didn't prepare for this because when you go and do too much kind of, I didn't want it. I wanted it to come on the day now, and I thought, when I think about it now, my inspiration has always been mum and dad. Obviously, I think they've always been inspired us to do more and achieve more. And I when I was growing up, I have got brothers and sisters who are relatively older than me. So, there's quite a big gap between, for example, me and my older sister, 12 years, for example, and then my cousins, and who we all live in one house pretty much. And so I grew up listening to a lot of Punjabi music, where my sister was heavy into Punjabi, older sisters, I should say, into Punjabi. So things like Alap and, Hira, Premi Group, etc. So they were inspiring, always to hear that kind of, Punjabi influence. But on the other hand, my Bama Baji and Vinnie Benji, for example, my Mussie's son and daughter, brother and sister, they would listen a lot to English and Western songs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and I tell you, don't. This is the one thing that stuck out to me when I was thinking about this today. Okay, Wham and George Michael.
Wow.
Now, there's one song. I don't know if they're logged on right now, but there was one song I remember hearing, "Jesus to a Child." Right, and I never understood that when I was younger. But this was, on one hand, you'd have this heavy Punjabi music, and then you'd have this completely different type of music, and that particular song, but George Michael and Wham, at that age I was much younger, they were really inspiring, and that's partly what led me into discovering more. Dad has been a great inspiration right from the start. I've got to tell you this little story. When I was about 4, he was tuning his tabla, so you've got the hammer out, and of course he's tuning the tabla, and of course this goes back to my sweet story. I was intrigued by the little noise that was in when he was shaking it, you could hear something inside the tabla. So I was like, when I was young, what is that? And you don't tell a 4-year-old child there's sweets inside a tabla. Right? Because what does a 4-year-old do?
Oh no!
They pick up the hammer. They pick up the hammer that they've seen Dad tune the tabla with, and of course I picked up the hammer and smashed it all up. Of course,
so
there were no
smashed
sweets.
it.
I smashed it up.
Was it the little one or the big one?
I think it was I think I did the whole. I went to town with both of them. You don't tell a child, a 4-year-old child. First you're bribing a 3-year-old child with sweets to sing, and then you say there's sweets in the tabla. So bizarrely, that became quite inspirational, intriguing. That inside the tabla, it was hollow. That was quite an unusual inspiration, but that was quite inspiring because it was I thought there was something inside there. Where's the music coming from? Do you know what I mean? And then it's, people like Noor Jahan and Reshma. Mum was always listening to these wonderful artists. And then I suppose more sort of as I grew older, certain ghazals. and Parveen Sultana ji, Girja Devi ji. These have been all constantly in my line of sight, and it's very difficult
Yeah.
to say there's one thing that inspires me, or one
Yeah.
person that inspires me. I think I don't. I think I have a motto: you surround yourself with like-minded people, or people you
Yes.
aspire to be like.
Yes.
So
Yes.
for me, my inspirations come either from within my circle, be it friends, family. I'm all about self-development. I'm all about, encouraging other people to develop.
Yeah.
And therefore, I think you can find inspiration even in the smallest little thing.
Indeed.
Even if you look at flowers and look at how they blossom, and for example, there is something
Yeah.
within that to learn from.
Yeah.
So, nature's absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. And I think lockdown, one of the things it's enabled us to do is reconnect with, we're going for walks more. I've never been for as many walks in my life. I've never sat in my garden
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
If you know me, you know that I'm not still. And trying to get me to be still
It's
is
hard.
quite a big thing. It's hard. It's really hard. But then, of course, being able to do that, that's been quite inspiring in itself. So
Yeah.
inspirations have come from not just artists, but also people and objects around me as
That's
well.
beautiful. That's so beautiful. And like you mentioned lockdown and the pandemic, as I said, it's going to be nearly a year since we have, well, it
Yeah.
has, I think
I
it's
think it's
tomorrow.
tomorrow officially the schools and that went into
It's
lockdown.
tomorrow,
I
honestly.
remember it was Wednesday the 18th of March was my
Mm.
last trip for a meeting in London, and I remember looking either side of me at the station, and there was not a single person on the station at the station. It was really eerie, really really eerie.
Yeah.
But and
In
here we are.
fact, I went to Westfield with my friend. It was just literally 2 days before lockdown happened, and it was like ghost town. I remember
Yeah,
taking a photo of it, and it was like,
I did
wow.
as well.
You know what, Vin? Before we carry on, we've had this interesting question, not conversation, by Mick. Mick, I'm not ignoring you. We will get onto your question. It's a great question, actually. Help, I have a speech impediment stutter which prevents me from pronouncing certain words, and namely the letter B. Now, is he pulling our leg or is it for genuine? I'm not really
I
sure.
I'm not sure. Mick, are you
But
pulling a leg or?
But if you are for genuine, I mean, do you have
Mhm.
any techniques, Vin? And then obviously I can add to that because obviously I've been through something with regards to my speech.
I think no, actually, Rita, I think you should probably do this one because I think for me it's
Yeah.
about constant practice and
Yeah,
it's about
yeah, yeah,
really,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
If it's about initial, there's certain letters or certain words, then I think it's about the constant practice, and hopefully at some point
Yeah.
you'll be able to be easier at saying it all. But
So
you'll be.
what I think, Mick, from my experience, so some of you may not know and some of you do know, and it's something I always bring up, that I actually lost my voice in 2017 and I was diagnosed with something that's called dysphonia. And I lost it for 2 months, and it was due to stress. And basically, my vocal cords, they were like, there was a disorder in my vocal cords. So the voice that you actually hear from me now is a lower octave compared to what it used to be. I wasn't like this, but it was a bit higher. But I can hit lower tones now because my speech therapist mix, I don't know if you want to make a note or even check this out after, is that there were certain foods that I avoided. I mean, you mentioned stutter, and I'm not really sure about stutter, but if you're talking about speech and there's certain words that you can't say, as a cool one has, thank you, cool one, for writing this, relaxing your throat. You need to relax your throat. You need to have good breathing techniques in order to help you say certain words. They were words that I couldn't speak. I didn't have a voice. So I actually had to start speech therapy all over again. I couldn't do the boos. I had to do all these you call it riyaz, but it's actually vocal warming techniques. So what I would say, Mick, that I'm not trained, or Vinny's not trained to give you the correct answer. But however, if you find yourself a great speech therapist, please go to your doctors or whoever you feel that you can reach out to. There are people that can actually help you and give you the right advice for your speech impediment. Because look, here I am now, 4 years down the line, and I've got my voice back, but I'm aware of what I eat, of what my breathing techniques are, and also my voice controlling of the warming techniques and avoiding certain drinks. Funny you should say that. I actually did mention it to you yesterday, Vin, didn't I? That I've got a problem. You guys probably don't know, well, you know now. I've got a problem with my left shoulder today, because of something that the dysphonia has unfortunately left me with. That I do have like twitches and nerve pains in my left shoulder. But look, I still got ready for Vinny and for you guys. So I'm still here. But Mix, do let us know how you get on with your journey.
But I will just say, actually, Rita, Gulwanjit, that's he's Dr. Gulwanjit, actually, and I've listened to what he's saying.
So, okay, amazing.
It's my mama, my chachaji as well.
Oh,
so
thank
yeah.
you. Thank you so much, Gulwanjit, for joining and letting us know that. But Mick, let us know how you get on anyway. So Rishi's asked Vinny.
Oh gosh.
You knew that was going to come up, right? I mean, even if nobody had asked, I would have asked.
You would have said it. Okay, all right.
Because even Kix is like, he's going to like watch this back anyway. So you know,
bless him.
we can dedicate this to him.
We can dedicate Kix. This is just for you then, and we'll give me number one. Yep, go for it. Okay. मैं भी चढ़ कोठे सजना तारे हां गिनदी रहिंदी तांग वस रहे मिलन दी नैनी ना नींदर पैंदी तेरी मेरी सांझ तेरे हाय वाज कट दियां दिन रो रो सजना नैन ने करन उड़ीकां मुलाकातां नू तरस गए कन्न सोहणिए मिठियां बातां नू नैन ने करन उड़ीकां मुलाकातां नू तरस गए कन्न सोहणिया मिठियां बातां नू सोहणिया दिल नहीं लगदा तेरे बिना दिल नहीं लगदा तेरे बिना सोहणिया दिल नहीं लगदा तेरे बिना दिल नहीं लगदा तेरे बिना.
Yay! Bravo, we're not worthy. We are not worthy.
Oh,
so many people didn't know it was you, Vin. Honestly, like, Jits, I like that, shaking the ground. Yeah. That's amazing. Cam said, how did you never Cam? You know now. I know what you're going to do. You're going to probably get it out like after Music Hills finishes. You know, it's amazing.
Well, so there is one that I want to get out. I've got some unfinished business with a DJ producer friend of mine. Which
is that an exclusive, Vin?
No, well, I don't know. I'm going to tell you who it is in a second. Actually, I've got DJ Vix, who's a friend as well as a DJ producer, as we know, global, worldwide. He's phenomenal, and we've got something that we've had in the pipeline for such a long time, and it's just one of those tracks where it's just unfinished business. And I did sort of reach out to him to say, can I plug it? And he went, go on then, can I say something? I don't know whether anything will come of it, but it is certainly unfinished business.
You put it out in the universe now, and you can say, at 58 minutes, I did mention you.
I did mention you, yeah. I did mention you.
And he follows me anyway.
I said, I'm gonna sing it. So can I mention you? And you went, yeah, you can. It was one of those times.
We've got another request, Vin. See if you can do it. I'm sure you can. Everyone can do this, except for me, because I don't sing Punjabi. Let Teddy try.
Oh, G.
Yeah, that's fine. So you tuned into Music Hills and myself, Rita Morar, and Vinnie Verdi. Make sure you do like this video. If you're on YouTube, please like it. The more we get out there, the more likes we get out there, the more awareness it will create for Music Hills and also for Vinnie as well. She's been absolutely phenomenal today. Such an amazing artist. Yeah, Vin, you going to do this?
I think so. But what I can remember, I haven't got it feels like I need like Bobby and Danny and Sonia here as well for it though, because we've got
that will get you nicely onto the Surasangeet stuff. So yeah, I'll let you see that.
Okay, let's go for लठे दी चादर उत्ते सलेटी रंग माया आवो सामने कोलों दी लंग रुस के ना लंग माया लठे दी चादर उत्ते सलेटी रंग माया आवो सामने कोलों दी रुस के ना लंग माया That's it.
She's done it now.
That's it.
You can give her a
next
pippy.
time we
You
go
can get a
round.
sweet now. Here you go.
Thank you.
Well, ask for whatever you want now. All these people that are like
I can eat this
requesting,
now.
don't sweet. Yeah, she can have the cake. So let's talk about Surasangeet, and then obviously we'll talk about Song of Solace. We're over 9 o'clock, but it's fine. We'll carry on a little bit more. So tell us about Surasangeet. So you guys, we had Sonia Vanessa on. I was going to say Vanessa on last week, and big love to Sonny and Anjali and everyone that's watching. And then she mentioned Surasangeet, and it was just so amazing that I was able to get Sonia and then Vinny on, because it's just flowing. It's all about the women this month. So Vin, tell us about Surasangeet and how did that come about?
So Surasangeet basically was a so I think I know Sonia touched on it last week as well. Was we felt strongly about the fact that we represent British born and bred kind of artists, and I think we've heard our parents and uncles and aunties in particular sing some of the old folk traditional songs, and we felt quite strongly that we were losing a little bit of the culture. And when we were going to weddings and so forth, is that the youngsters, our age group, were just not sitting and listening to the traditional lady sangeets. So we sort of had a bit of an idea and got together, and Son and I, after a Universal Child project, we were obviously become good friends, and just had this whole thing about, well, let's give it a go, and let's put sangeets out there. She's grown up doing sangeets for family. I've grown up doing sangeets for family, and it just made sense. It was a natural transition. Gave it a go, and the feedback was really good. And of course, we expanded the group. Bobby came in, and then obviously Danny came in. So the contemporary twist and really making it into something quite unique, actually. And a lot of time is spent looking at the songs and the meanings of them, and some of the words that are used. It's such I say Guri Punjabi, like really deep Punjabi, and even we didn't know the words, and we read and write Punjabi.
So you had to really dive into them.
Really had to dive in to what they actually meant, and so that's kind of how it kind of started. It started off as a let's give it a go, and then the demand was there, and then we went from 1 year it just being a handful of gigs, and then the following year, we all used to judge it by how many gigs are we going into the next year with, and that was kind of like a tell. It was a really tell. So we went into 1 year, and it was like we lost count. Went from single digit to double digits, and then big double digits. So that was quite it was quite and that's kind of how we formed the band. And a lot of time and effort goes into making it what it is. And even today, it's not for some people. The band and what we've got isn't for everybody. But it's certainly we've got a YouTube channel. We've got a presence on Facebook throughout and social media. And we always say, go and see the videos, go and check it out. We get the family involved. And that's one of the biggest differences, that we're not just, don't mock the jumja. I did say that last week as well. Don't mock the jumja. We're not just, we're not just two
doing the
vocalists, jumja and dolki. We are, it's much, much more than that. So I think it's one of those things where we enjoy it, but we do get the whole family involved. It's not just it's a ladies sangeet, therefore ladies come onto the dance floor. We've actually been in a position where there was a few times where we've got the ladies are sitting down and the blokes are on the dance floor, and it's a phenomenal night. It makes it fun for us, it makes it fun for them. So
Don't mock the
jumja.
Do you know what? When you guys came out with Team Surasangeet, right? I was like, this is just the niche. I was so excited for you guys, because there was this gap and you honed in onto it in such a beautiful way. And it's just so amazing to see us like UK artists do something that, is like part of our culture and part of us, and then we are able to carry on for generations to come, to be inspired and stuff. And I think what you guys, I know what you guys are doing is phenomenal out there. And just thank you so much for making us aware of our roots and that, because I said this to Son last week. I'm going to say it to you as well, that I would love to come to one of your shows, and I know Kix is going to be there regardless whether a triangle or not. But the fact that it's traditional, and what you guys do is from the root of your soul that you sing, and I can't see anything more beautiful than that, and it's a fun aspect of it as well, isn't it?
But you know how much fun it was getting ready, because we literally,
Hey!
and you know what we laugh about, Rita, is we don't know
Yes,
how
yeah,
we've done this, right? So
yeah,
all throughout, when we're in the highlight of it, the high tones of it, we were doing it. We all hold day jobs, right? So we're doing
yeah,
day job,
yeah,
and then we were coming home, literally quick
yeah,
shower, quick change,
yeah,
put on all the Indian gear,
yeah,
and then get
yeah.
into the car,
Uh-huh.
pick me up, and we're doing a round of pick
Rounds
me
of
up of
picking people.
pick
Yeah,
people up. In all
yeah.
fairness, we always together at Bob's, and then we used to do the gig like a high energy, like
Yeah.
3 hours, 4 hours sometimes,
Mm,
depending on what the family wanted. But we're there, and once we're
mm-hmm,
there, we're part of the family,
mm-hmm.
and it's just and to think back that we were doing that 2, sometimes 3 times a week, uh,
Yeah,
day job and then Surasangeet. Like now we look
yeah,
back at how are we doing it,
yeah.
but we're enjoying it, which is
But it was
why
your adrenaline as well, isn't it? That,
exactly
you need to get it done.
exactly
Just needs to get done.
that's
And a
it.
lot of people don't realize as well, do they, Vin, that we actually have another life. It's not just music that we do full
Agreed.
time. We wish we could, but
Yeah.
we still make the most of what we can do, because obviously we all need to live as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, a lot of people don't appreciate just how much work. I mean, you guys just don't rock up to a show, do you? How much preparation
Absolutely
goes
not.
into it?
It's constant. So it's not just about, we're constantly revamping the set. We're having to make
Yeah,
sure that the musical pieces are correct, and obviously
yeah,
vocally they're still sounding, that's sounding good and tight. And
yeah,
and I suppose when we're on stage, when we're doing Sangeets more regularly,
yeah,
that is practice and rehearsals, because we'll have a
yeah.
brainwave. There's been times when we were in the car doing a trip to Leicester for the sake of argument or somewhere, and we'll be like, well, should we try this today? And let's give it a go, and then we'll
Yes,
just give it a
yeah,
go. And it's a
yeah.
gamble, but that's what
Mm,
live music is all about. It's
mm-hmm,
scripted to a degree, but you've
mm,
got to follow it. You've got to kind of move with the flow. You've got to let it. You've got to
yeah,
feel it, and it
yeah,
takes you places. But yeah,
yeah.
we always rehearse, and even now we're already thinking about when we go back live. We've got dates, potential dates in the diary, and it's
Amazing.
trying to make room.
Yeah. Keep it up, guys. That's all I can say with Team Surasangeet. And make sure you guys out there also go and support Team Surasangeet. So much potential to learn from them and listen to their voices. Sonia and Vinny together are just pure dynamite. So, and obviously big up to Danny and Bobby as well. Time is kicking on. Can you imagine? Jay's saying, think you should do a duet. Oh, I would love to, but the problem is, Jay, that so for some reason this lags, so we wouldn't be in tune like with each other, like time wise.
We'll
But
record
Vinny's doing
something
an
when we
amazing
get
job.
together, and then we'll put it out there.
Yay!
How's
Once
that?
lockdown is over, we'll
Then
go
watch
to
this space.
Turtle Bay, and
Yes.
then after maybe we'll do this girl and Turtle Bay. You know what? I meet these girls at Turtle Bay. We have such a laugh.
Don't
I
give our
absolutely
secrets
love
away.
them. No, it's all right. I haven't given which
No one
Turtle Bay,
knows.
right? I haven't
Yeah,
given
fair
which
play.
one, so it's all good.
No one knows where to find us when we're out. We're out.
Sonia's saying, love you, Vin.
Oh, bless you.
So let's move on to the question that everyone's like, oh my God, why are you asking me this? So, Song of Solace. So let me just explain it to our newcomers, my love, what Song of Solace is all about. So guys, every Music Hills, I have been asking a guest what their Song of Solace is. So Song of Solace is basically a track that gives them good energy, something that if I said to them, Vin, we're going to get in a car now, what are we going to listen to? I need a pickup, or I need great energy. What are we going to listen to? And I have been able to put over 61 songs, I counted, and it's available on my Spotify. So if you find me under my artist and profile, Rita Morar, you'll be able to find hashtag, it should have been hashtag there, hashtag Music Hills, and then you'll find all the inspirations from Bob Marley to Kirtans to like Bollywood to Punjabi, obviously, and one or two of my songs in there as well. So do check it out. But Vin, I'm going to ask you the question. And how was the process for you as well?
Do you know what? I wanted to come and throttle you. That's how bad it was.
Sorry,
this
it's
was
lockdown.
This was the most difficult thing. This went around and around and around in my head, and I know that even though I knew you asked this, of your guests. It still didn't register probably until I think, leading up to last week, and it became really real. So the process was really, really hard. There are so many songs, and I think this is what. So just so everyone knows, I actually texted Rita in the week and said, Rita, do you mean Song of Solace during lockdown, or do you mean Song of Solace like in forever? And I was dreading the fact that she was going to say in forever, because that's what she said, like in forever. And I was thinking, if it's lockdown, it really narrows it down to about 50 songs. Whereas if you kind of give me lifetime, gosh. And then I suppose I really, really sat there and I thought I love my go-to tracks. I've got this playlist, and one of my all-time favorite ghazals, Aaj Jaane Ki Zid Na Karo. Right, that was on the shortlist. I actually, beautiful. And then I thought about things like, okay, my daughter's going to kill me for this. Brown Monday, which is more of a recent song. And I wish I could have shown you.
Do you know what? I'm going to look at that 1 minute, 10 seconds. I'll tell you why. Because Brown Monday is something I've been playing non-stop. And Kik's absolutely like, why are you playing this track? Like, you've got to dance to this song. You don't understand what Brown Monday does to me.
You know what?
The song, right? The song. Anyway, yeah.
I wish I could have shown you the reaction, because as soon as Brown Monday comes on, and Amol just goes, but it makes me laugh. So
that's brilliant. I think we should put Kevin and Amol together, because
we absolutely should. And then obviously there was a few other ones, like Ginny listens to she went through this phase of ABBA, so I've kind of got so I went through the whole process of what means what to me, and I defined it. I listened to the songs actually, and there you go.
You love me, really. You're lucky I haven't got it. I won't do a version for you. Don't worry.
And so then anyway, very long story short, but I then ended up playing the songs, and there was a mixture of shabads. There was a couple of instrumentals. The instrumental was the one If You Ever Loved, Sitar.
Yes. Yeah.
Nadri Kumarji.
That's one of my favourites.
Yeah. That was nearly the press go on. And then there was Shabad. There was the Jope Sahib, which unfortunately I lost my brother about 8 years ago, and I didn't listen to Jope Sahib. It's one of the ones that and I didn't listen to that for about 8 years. And this year, again, with my regrounding with Ik, I was reconnected with that. So that was definitely on the list, because it was just whatever. So it meant a lot. Anyway, I then came across the one track that when I first heard this, I still remember today how it made me feel. Everything, I had goose pimples. I just felt elevated, and it came at a time in my life where I needed something, some sign, and and I'll tell you what it is now. Our cousin came round, and he said, "You got to listen to my friend Baram, who is a rapper and he's a producer." What I wasn't expecting was when the song went on, it was actually a shabad with some rap in it.
Okay.
And part of the reason I think I connected with this was one of the things that always happened was on stage when I was doing Kirtan, my brother Ranaveer Baji used to always say, "Can't you just jazz it up a little bit?" As with the running thing, can't you just jazz the Kirtan up and put a few more instruments in? When I heard this, it took me somewhere, and I think I listened to it on repeat. I know I shared it with you, and you had a similar kind of connection with it yesterday. Bless you. So this is Veermanpreet Singh Ji, who is a beautiful, you've got to check him out, Veermanpreet Singh Ji. Lots of Kirtan out there, lots of shabad, lots of healing stuff as well. And then you've got Baram on there, who has produced the piece, I'm going to call it, and has put a rap in it. And if you haven't heard it, I absolutely strongly recommend you go away. It's called Prosperity.
Okay. I've got it here anyway.
That's fine. Yeah, there you go. Tu hi, and that's the key thing, is that tu hi. And it's, if you take back everything I've said today and take it right full circle, it's about that connection with Ik. It's tu hi. It's all about that my grounding. So Veermanpreet Singh Ji, and then production and rap is by Baram Singh. And I do just want to say that you can follow Baram Singh on @IamStillTruth, and I'll put that up in the comments afterwards as well. But listen to this.
Hang on a minute. I Am Still Truth. He was one of my first guests. I didn't know this was him,
Oh my
Param.
goodness me, this is him.
We are connected like
This is
this.
him. Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness me.
God.
Now
I'm
maybe
gonna
that's why you
reach out to
connected like you did
him.
yesterday.
Param, he was one of my first guests on
Oh
Music
my
Hill
goodness.
last year.
Maybe
In
that's why you
fact,
connected with me yesterday.
oh my God, that's like made me emotional. Wow.
Yeah.
Param is, if you guys go back, Vinny, I actually also say to you, if you go back and watch his Music Hills, you know, out of all of the Music Hills, right, his was just so inspiring because of his story about loss, about, you know, like how he moved forward, how he kept himself grounded. And, you know, and to this day, I actually think of certain things that he said. I can't believe that's Param, because I
There
was
you
actually
go.
looking for who
Meant to
this
be.
person was. I was like,
Meant to
Paramdeep
be.
Singh, I can't
Well, it's
find him.
interesting on the YouTube, it's got
Yeah,
Deep Singh.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I realised obviously today when I reached out to them was it's Burham.
Yeah,
He goes by the
yeah,
name of
yeah. He
Burham,
goes by
obviously.
Poe, and he's
But
at I Am Still True. So please do
that's
check
it.
him out. But this song, oh, that's just it's so
It's
beautiful.
so
It
touching.
was
So
meant
yes,
to be. It was meant to be.
tell us what you. I'd love to see if you hear it. I'd love to hear
Yeah,
what you all think about it.
yeah,
Reach out to me.
do.
Yeah.
I've got this on the Spotify list, guys, so I'm going to come back to that. You know, it's under the Song of Solace is on a Spotify playlist called #Music Heals. Just find me on Spotify, you know, follow me, and then you'll be able to see this playlist. And I've definitely, it's in there for you, Vin. You know, I put it on. I haven't put it on yet. I'll put it on straight after. But when I heard it, when Vin told me to listen to this, I was in tears, and it's just such a beautiful shoved, but the way that it's been put together. That's amazing, Vin. Somebody saying, what suspense? It's all suspense. It all comes round.
We like suspense.
Vin, we're at the end of coming to the end, you know, like, so before you go, there are two questions I still want to ask though, you know. How do you find, I've asked this to all my female artists that, you know, the music industry at the moment, you know, it's very important to stick to your ground of what you're believing. And obviously, you know, we have, you know, what's been the movement that's been going on with Sarah Everard and just the, you know, just all that's been like coming to the surface in this like lockdown of how women are treated and so forth, and not getting political or anything, but you know, as a female artist, what are the three points you would give to a female artist that is starting out in the industry? What would you give them? And yeah, what are your 3 points?
Yeah, I think the first thing is keep going, right? One foot in front of the other, just keep on going.
Yeah.
It won't, and it won't be an easy journey. And I'm not just saying that about music and you're starting out into music. In life, full stop.
Yeah.
Just don't give up anything on the first hurdle. Just keep on going. That's really important. You know, and talk to people. Surround yourself, like I've said, surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
Network, yeah. Like-minded people and people you aspire to be like. This is my absolute go-to thing, because you need to reassess. You'll meet a lot of people in your life. You know, a lot of people. A lot of those people will drag you down. A lot of people, those people don't want you to succeed. And I have to say, unfortunately, a lot of the time it's women. Women don't always lift women up.
Yeah.
I have to say that. And you know, many do. I'm not saying that they don't. Many do. But a lot of women don't lift women up. So, you know, surround yourself with those like-minded people and people you aspire to be like. And somebody gave me that advice. That's not come from my, no, I'm not going to claim that as my own, but it's something I've lived with for the last maybe 7 or 8 years, and it's really helped. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, I think, you know, I think it's probably going to be the only, and it's a quote that I've used personally, is the only thing stopping you. So if you're thinking about something, the only real big stop or the hurdle is you.
Yeah.
You're your biggest hurdle. So, you know, if you're thinking it, do it. Just go for it. Put it, you're all into it. Because if you're thinking it, you're pretty much, the sticking point is going to be you. No one else is stopping you from doing it apart from you.
Yeah, and this is something that you were actually going to quote when I put together the For Women Make Music for Women's Day, that you actually put that quote in, that, you know, the limitation, and we want to know who are the female artists out there. That's the challenge out there, to hear more about female artists. And you are so correct with empowering women empowering women, and that's just the most poignant when I started out in the industry, I didn't have many on my side, but helping, reach out, network has really helped, because I think, we are only lifting each other up. And whatever is meant to be in our journey will stay in our journey, regardless of how much you help another artist. And that's something I want to point out as well, that, Vin, you give me so much encouragement on a daily, and it's amazing. Sonia gives me encouragement. Sai, everyone around me, and I think that's just so poignant, and it's so humbling to know that you guys are amazing at what you do, yet you're giving so much encouragement. So, that's how
likewise,
we
Rita.
can
I want to
evolve.
put it out there, likewise as well. So we feel the same about you. It's really inspiring to see. Yeah, and that's why we listen, we tune, and we follow you, because it's like, and it's daily. There's always something. I'm intrigued by what you're doing all the time. So
Thank
well done,
you.
you.
Oh, thank you. We'll have a drink after lockdown and all
Yes.
that, We've got some lovely
Finally.
comments here, honey. You have inspired me to start singing.
Good.
Oh, that is great. Let us know how you get. You are the biggest motivator
you
to other
amazing
women.
girl.
Vin, she is. I have to definitely say that.
I love you, Nim.
It's givers gain. Okay, and likewise.
Yay.
So if you have thunderstorms and rain, it's me singing.
I think there's some schedule later on this week.
Yeah, just let us know, because I don't want to ruin my hair. It took me ages. Not that I'm going anywhere out. What's coming up for you next, Vin? Now, obviously, we're in lockdown and stuff. Have you been working on stuff like while you've been at home, apart from going for your walks and getting fit and stuff?
I think musically, I would love to finish up the unfinished business, and I'm going to go back to that because I'm hoping he's listening. We will listen back to this.
Hey,
we've got I think I want to be able to do more Gibson again. I think that's the first and foremost thing, because one of the things, it's not that I stopped it, it's just that it was without getting too into it, I think it's time for another time maybe, but because I'm not a baptized Sikh, I'm not a Amritdhari, basically it meant that it came a time where I wasn't able to perform on the stages. There was this sticking point, and that actually made me think a lot and revisit that I felt quite strongly that I was representing the youth of that day, many years ago, the youth of that day, but it wasn't the right messaging. So I wanted my reconnection with Kirtan, and actually I said to you yesterday, Saj Saje Hone Chahiye there, like Saj should always be on display. And I think one of the things that I feel that I've got all my Vajjas put away, my sitars put away, the tablas put away, the dole, I played the dole back then as well.
Hey, I can play the dole.
Isn't in a case, actually.
Yeah.
There you go. We've that's the only thing that's out, ready to go. Everything else is all boxed away. And I think one of the things I'm going to be working on, certainly for the rest of this year, is finding a way to have them active, open, and talking to you all the time, because that's how it should be. Constantly ready to talk.
And having said that, you can't see it, but my harmonium's there. I took it out last week, and my husband actually said to me that, and he even said that you need to keep your harmonium out rather than putting it in a box, because it's not going to be able to breathe. It's going to be cold, and the more that we nurture our instruments, you see my rolling here, and like if Hin is joined, I know I'm slacked learning the piano, and I'm going to get back on it, it's so important that we keep our roots going, and that's so amazing to hear, Vin. And after lockdown happened, like we're all able to see each other, will you come back on Music Hills and let us know what you've done and how has it been for you?
Absolutely love to.
Amazing.
It's been such fun.
Oh no, it's been amazing.
We've got to wear suits again. As long as we wear suits again.
Hey, now you're talking. I'll get my hair done properly for you next time.
We've just mum to make a suit.
Oh my god, look, we're already planning it, and it's not going to be tailbake, guys, so you ain't going to see us there, right? Chan is just saying, awesome insight into your musical journey, Vinny. Thank you so much. And and Sandeep asked, sing this unfinished business song. Are you able to? Or...
Yeah, I am actually,
Go for it. All right, before we clock out, before Vin clocks out, here's one more for her. From her, sorry. Yeah, sure. So guys, please like this and please like the video and just keep sharing it and keep supporting. It's just amazing. Okay, Vin, this is...
Right, there we go. डाची वाले मोड़ मुहार वह है सोनी वाले अले चल नाल वे हो डाची वाले मोड़ मुहार वह है सोनी वाले अले चल नाल वे डाची वाले मोड़ मुहार वे हाय डाची वाले मोड़ मुहार वे हाय सोनी वाले अले चल नाल वे हो डाची वाले मोड़ मुहार वे है सोनी वाले अले चल नाल वे हो तेरे डाची दे गले विच टलियां वे मैं पीर मनावण चलिया हो तेरे डाची दे गले विच टलियां वे मैं पीर मनावण चलिया वे आके तक जा तू साडा हाल वे हाय आके तक जा तू साडा हाल वे हाय वे मैं पीर मनावण चलिया डाची वाले मोड़ मुहार वह है सोनी वाले अले चल नाल वे. We'll call it a day there.
Oh, that's such a wonderful way to end this conversation.
Thank you.
It's been phenomenal, Vin, you know, and I was rooting for you to come on because I want people to know just how much you are so poignant in your like singing and just the soul that you have and how it touched me. So I hope, I know for a fact, not hope, that it's touched people out there as well. You know, if guys want to follow you, if people want to follow your music journey or whatever you're doing, where can they find you, Vin?
So Surasangeet is the most up to date. So Team Surasangeet is the most where you're going to get the most up to date live stuff. Mm-hmm. I currently don't actually actively put myself out there when it comes to music. However, you know, you can follow me on just me on social media. So you've got Facebook and you've got Instagram, Vinnie Verdi 1. And maybe I might start posting more stuff. I don't know. Let's see.
I hope you do.
I do.
Listen, I'm putting it out into the universe, you know,
let's
that
see,
you do. But
it's tell me you want it and then I'll think about it.
Yeah, I'm going to put a list now.
I do have a Facebook, actually, a music account, which I just haven't done anything with. So who knows?
Maybe you never know, you know. Like honestly, it only when you're ready, you know, and that's the beauty of it. When you're ready to do that, Vin, and just know that you're going to have our full support, and you've just been absolutely wonderful. Can't wait to have you back on.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks.
Do you want to send any last minute like comments, or you want to say
just
anything
my
to anyone?
To absolutely everybody who's tuned in. Thank you so much. I know, you know, you've taken time out to come on and support this, and I really hope you can do it every week. Rita does this every single Monday at 8 o'clock. She goes live, and if you've enjoyed of today and you've taken part today, this happens every single week. Not with me, but other artists. And I think it's great support if you can come on and shows every Monday 8 o'clock. Rita, same platforms. That's the first thing. And so thank you very much, all my friends and family and everybody I don't know who've joined on and taken time. And of course, my family. I love you all to bits. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dee.
Vinny,
thank you, Morley, everybody.
You look amazing. You sound
Mom,
amazing. And Auntie G as well, obviously. And thank you for my cake for Music Hills as well. It's just so beautiful. And yeah, you just make sure you share that. Girls, make sure she shares it with you. I know it's not much.
And if you want your suits done, Mum will do them.
You've got this on video now.
It's all right, exactly. She's
going to be like, hi, you know. Anyway.
She'll probably come down in a minute.
Take care, Vinny, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Love you all. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Vinny! Oh, she was amazing. Thank you so much for coming on, Vin. I hope you guys were inspired by Vinny's interview and musical journey. It's amazing just how different each person's journey is, you know, that they're like playing instruments at the beginning and then they've just moved on to something else. And you never know. And, you know, I'm always going to reiterate this, that music will always stay with you, whatever happens. So whoever's out there that, you know, is just waiting to come back to music, now is the time. Get yourself strong and get yourself out there, you know, and don't let the chance pass you by, because life is so short. That's what we've learned being in lockdown anyway. I can't wait to sing live, and I can't wait to hear Team Surasangeet live again. It's just going to be beautiful. But thank you so much for joining me, guys. And thank you for supporting Music Heals today. Music Heals turns 1 this Thursday. I'm going to be putting out something special for you guys. I might actually even go live. I don't know. I'm going to see how I feel with my shoulder and everything. But listen, thank you so much for all your love and support. Please like this video, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook. Let's get the love out there for Music Heals. And you will be able to get this episode if you go onto musicheals.info. There will be the poster for Vin and myself. If you click that, it will take you straight to the YouTube if you would like to watch this once again. But you know where I am, and you know where Music Heals is. So thank you so much for your love. And next week we're going to end this month with a dynamic duo, Rara Loud, amazing women that have been like pioneering from a very early time in music, but they are still here, and I really wanted to get them on. Phenomenal ladies. So please do join next week on Monday 29th of March, and I'll check you at 8 o'clock. Take care, guys, and I will see you next week. Thank you for joining, and remember, music heals. Bye.